And welcome back to Pure Nebraska. Here on the show, we'd like to put the Alliance for the Future of Agriculture in the spotlight. The group is also known as AFAN.
AFAN is working with a group called We Support Ag to promote the expansion of the livestock industry in the state of Nebraska. Joining us now with more on that is the Executive Director of We Support Ag, Ansley Mick. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah, good morning.
Originally from the Panhandle, right?
Yep, I'm from Western Nebraska, Baird, Chimney Rock.
And lived in
Excellent.
D.C. for a while. We were talking about all the snow out there.
Yes, yeah, a lot. I'm a little jealous. But
Well, we want to talk today about We Support Ag. What is that all about?
yeah, so We Support Agriculture was a livestock coalition. It was formed by the largest livestock groups in Nebraska about 4 years ago, specifically to combat some of the legislative and ballot initiatives, the anti-agriculture, specifically anti-animal agriculture ballot initiatives that have kind of been sweeping their way across the U.S. So things like Prop 2 in California and some of the cage-free veal and gestation crates issues we're seeing in Massachusetts right now. Just sort of a way for the livestock groups in Nebraska, the Farm Bureau and the cattlemen and the pork producers and the dairy producers and the poultry producers to get together and make sure we have a unified message if something like that hit Nebraska.
So is there a connection between We Support Ag and AFAN? Is it kind of you work together a little bit?
So we do, and we have kind of a united message and very similar goals, but I think it's really important, and I'm really happy you asked because I know a lot of folks are confused about how the two work together and how they're different. AFAN does a lot of the educating. They have a few more, I think they're constrained in terms of some of the lobbying and some of the more political activities they can do. And AFAN does a lot of the education side of things. We Support Ag is actually more of the activation, grassroots side of things, and I'm not quite as constrained by checkoff dollars and some of those things that AFAN is. And they do a lot of good work, and there's room and a lot of work for both entities. So they're both really important and work together, but they're definitely separate.
So what do you guys do in helping to increase livestock in Nebraska?
Yeah, so I took over We Support Ag in August, and since I think we've been kind of talking about this coalition, having a coalition like this is great when you need to play defense, but another important aspect is making sure you're ready if the time comes. So how do we put together a good offense, and what can we do to grow livestock, including some of the livestock-friendly designations around the state? You know, what's happening in the legislature, some of those activities. The Packer ownership issue was taken up in the legislature last week, so we're involved in that sort of thing. Different ways of growing agriculture and making sure our network is strong and growing when we need it.
Yeah, so sounds to me then you're very much involved kind of with maybe going to the legislature or working with state senators and kind of being heavily involved with, you know, just the bills and things that are being introduced and the issues that are out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And in some ways, We Support Ag takes a kind of primary role on some of these issues when it directly involves animal welfare. And educating, you know I said AFAN does a lot of the educating, but we also kind of are talking to leaders and making sure they understand that some of the animal activists, while it seems they're interested in improving animal welfare as it relates to agriculture, in a lot of ways they're just ending animal agriculture. And some of these initiatives, some of these things we see in the elected arena are really just steps to get to that point. And so we're kind of involved in that, and we do, and so we play a primary role in some of those things, and in other ways we kind of play a secondary role where when my allied groups have a primary issue or a priority, then I can help.
Very good.
Ansley, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you for telling us about We Support